Hello everybody, what is up? This is Eddie Neddy and welcome to another video on the channel for you all here today. And conspiracy theory or conspiracist Eddie is off the mark here today, and we're going to be talking about South America inside the Premier League. Over the years, there's been so many good players that have played in the Premier League that has been South American over the many years the Premier League's been going on, such as players like Willian, Sanchez, Ramirez, Aguero, Luis Suarez, Carlos Tevez, Roberto Firmino, Coutinho. There's been so many incredible examples of them brilliantly Uruguayan, Brazilian, Argentinian, Ecuadorian, Enner Valencia. Antonio Valencia. That's a better one to name out the Valencia family. However, is it a coincidence that none of the greatest all-time South American footballers have played in the Premier League? None of them have played in the Premier League. Is that a bit of a conspiracy? And it's so called the best league in the world, the Premier League. So why have, the likes of Messi, R9, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Roberto Carlos, Maradona, Neymar, why have they never played in the Premier League or even in England, during the time, whether they maybe fancied a little venture in Scotland with Rangers, which some of these players have actually mostly been heavily linked with towards the later ends of their career. Why? Let's see if we can answer that here. Despite the Premier League being the best league in the world today, and probably throughout its entire football period, footballer talks about how they want to play in England. It is not home to the two best clubs in the world, which pains me to say, and no, I'm not talking about Birmingham. It is not home to Barcelona or Real Madrid, which we all know are the super powers really of football. When you think of football, we all think of Barcelona and Real Madrid, which them all players have actually played for, or at least one of them has played for each, or maybe both. Another reason any of these players did any of these players have opportunities to play in the Premier League? For example, transfer speculation. Well, there has been rumours of players that have came so close signing for Premier League. Out of these players that I have named, the top South American players, R9 almost potentially made the move in England to Scotland. Not necessarily the Premier League, but almost signed for Rangers. I guess that would have made it closer than any of the others. Messi's had strong interest from Manchester City, while Pep Guardiola has been manager. Obviously, Pep and Messi obviously have strong links to each other, after Messi probably having one of his best footballing stints under Pep. Ronaldinho almost joined Manchester United in 2002. Rivaldo almost joined Spurs before he signed for AC Milan. Roberto Carlos had interest from both Premier League outfits at the time, Birmingham City and Aston Villa. So yeah, there's been loads and loads and loads of examples of these players almost making moves to the Premier League, but ultimately it didn't happen for numerous reasons. They chose to go to another club, an abroad club. Is it just a coincidence? I don't know. Could it maybe be the fact the Premier League is very different compared to La Liga? La Liga, I think we all know, is no disrespect to them, is a lot slower paced league than the Premier League. 9 times out of 10 players that come over from La Liga to the Premier League don't always, not saying always, but don't always live up maybe to the expectation that certain players are used to inside the Premier League that come from Europe. As this La Liga, a lot more slower-paced league. Could it maybe be the conditions and the climate that could be a big impact for South American players? Of South America is very similar to Spain's climate compared to England's. Obviously, England, it's raining. Is it raining outside right now? Actually, it is not. It's quite nice. But anyway, the football season's over. So, could they maybe in the comforts, might make the South American players feel more comfortable? But then again, or is that just a terrible excuse or a reason for me? Another reason could be is success. Obviously, footballers want to be successful. They want to win trophies. They want to win competitions. They want to win, European domestics. They want to be so-called the best players in the world. And combined, Barcelona and Real Madrid have won 20 Champions Leagues. The Premier League are combined of 12 out of all the Premier Leagues. Only 2 La Liga clubs combined through all the Premier League's Champions League success. Obviously, Barcelona, Real Madrid, there's a lot less competition from outsiders, where inside the Premier League, you've got the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, I want to say Manchester United back then, Spurs as well. So many competitors for that Premier League or Carabao Cup or EFL Cup, where 9 times out of 10 in La Liga, it is Barcelona or Real Madrid. So you feel like you're in a 50-50 shot of winning something. In conclusion, I don't really believe too much about some of the statements, or at least arguments, are for and against. I do believe that maybe it's just a coincidence. We've seen before, South American players, as I've named, the likes of Luis Suarez, have incredible stints inside the Premier League, but we've also seen failures of, South American talents inside the Premier League as well. So, yeah, I want to know your thoughts in the comments upon this dilemma, really, that I've been thinking of. Is it just a mad coincidence, or is it the fact that maybe there is some logic behind this? There is some logic behind it. Do the best ever South American players want to test themselves in the Premier League? Or are they afraid that it might potentially ruin their already great reputation? Or are they just the fact that it just never happened? Because sometimes things don't always happen. Thank you for watching, everybody. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Much love.